Hey, hi, hello. Hola. Mi llamo Jay. And that's the extent of my knowledge on Spanish. Hola, mi llamo Jay. That's all I know. I actually tried learning Spanish one time. Um, I kind of want to get back into it because I kind of want to flex a little bit. Being bilingual. You know, like I got friends who speak Spanish, and you know, sometimes they be talking in Spanish because they know I don't understand. They're like keeping secrets from me. And one time I just want to like know Spanish, and so when they say something, I just like pull up in Spanish and say something like, "I heard that," you know. But I tried learning Spanish. I was using Duolingo, I believe is what it's called. Like the creepy bird. And I had a good streak going. I was like logging in every day, doing my little lessons. I went like a month or something, like a 30-day streak. Logging in, doing that shit. And then there was like one day where I was like, you know what? Like I almost forgot to do it one night. And I was sitting in bed and I was watching a movie and I was like, ah, shit, I got to do that Duolingo thing. But I was so tired, and I was already relaxing. I was watching a movie. I had like hot chocolate and cookies, I'm like pigging out and shit. And I'm like, I deserve this, I had a 30-day streak. I can take a break, And sure, it would be cool to, keep the streak going. But I mean, like, dude, come on. I was just going to miss a day. Everything was going to be chill after that. But I missed that day as like a little treat, for doing a whole month. And then I never logged in again. I just kept forgetting about it. Like the next day, I went through the whole day, didn't even remember it until I woke up the following day and I was like, I forgot to do Duolingo the other night. And so I did it that day and then I forgot. And then at a certain point, I never remembered. And just now, I just realized I spent a month on Duolingo and all I learned was Hola, mi amo Jay. That's kind of incredible. I don't know if that's like I don't know if that's like something bad on the app or that's just me learning really bad. I'm a bad listener. I'm a bad learner, which is crazy because I'm like, it's not like I got zeros on all my little tests and lessons. Like I was acing that shit. The bird was like, dude, you're a fucking natural. You sure you haven't spoken Spanish before? I'm like, no. And then I just forgot all about it, and now I just know Hola, mi amo Jay. Also incredible that like for like my first for like the first 12 years of my schooling, I took Spanish class. Yeah. Yeah, I really retained that information, didn't I? I'm just kidding. I know some other words, I just don't really know what they mean. Well, I guess like context clues, like when you go on the Disney monorail, they say like, please stand clear of the doors. And then they say the same thing in Spanish. Like I can say it and I know it means please stand clear of the doors. But I mean like, that's just me hearing it over and over and over again to the point where I just memorized it, But anyways, why am I talking about Spanish? But I mean like, I do want to learn other languages, Like Spanish, I just picked Spanish because it seemed like to be the easiest to me, considering I took, Spanish all those years in school. And so I was like, it'll be easy. But like the language that I really want to learn is Japanese. But I mean, like, I don't know how that's going to work out because I don't know the first thing about Japanese, I actually tried learning Portuguese because I was like, everyone, like Spanish is like that, is like another common language along with like English, at least it seems like. And so I was like, I kind of want to be a little different, And also I had a friend who spoke Portuguese, and he's like, and like Portuguese and Spanish are like similar, like they're not exact, but they're similar. And he's like, I can understand what people are saying in Spanish because of how close Portuguese and Spanish is. But he said apparently people who speak Spanish, most people don't understand Portuguese. I don't know how true that is. I was taking his word for it. But yeah, so I tried learning Portuguese, and yeah, but then I just decided to do Spanish because I was like, other than this one dude who's my friend, who else do I know speaks Portuguese? Literally no one. So like, I know more people who speak Spanish, so might as well learn that. And that was sort of like my mindset when it came to Japanese as well. I was like, I really want to learn Japanese, but who the hell am I going to speak Japanese to? Unless I go to Japan. But I mean, that's not happening anytime soon. So like, what would be the point? I could just flex that I can speak Japanese, but like, I can say shit, but no one's going to know what I'm saying. And so, there's really no point in like learning it, at least right now, But hey, maybe I should start learning Japanese. So when I actually do get to Japan, I can walk into Japan like I own the place. I'm like, yeah, I know everything. I could blend in. I could totally blend, Totally won't look like a tourist from another country. Well, but yeah, that just reminded me, I got to get back into Duolingo. I still have Duolingo on my phone, and I haven't used it in like a year. Anyways, so this past week, I went to see Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark in theaters. It wasn't my first time watching it, but it was in theaters, and not only was it in theaters, it was in 4DX. So like, I'm like, I have to see this. It's in 4DX. If you don't know what 4DX is, which I mean, you probably do, but I mean, it's just like another layer into like the immersion into a movie. Like you get like the chairs move and shit, and like they spray water and they pump scents into the room, and like they do lights and air shit. It's really cool. Indiana Jones was like only my second movie that I've seen in 4DX. The first time I went to a 4DX movie was to see Mission Impossible Fallout, which also was the first Mission Impossible movie I've ever seen. So I was kind of watching the movie, and I'm like, yeah, I got no idea what's going on. Like, they're bringing back old villains from other movies, and I'm like, don't know who you are. And, Superman pulls up. I'm like, I don't know how DC fits into all this. I guess I'm going to have to go back and watch the other movies. But anyways, yeah, so I saw Indiana Jones 4DX, and I haven't, like I said, my first time I saw a movie in 4DX was Mission Impossible Fallout, which came out like when? 2018, 2017 or something like that. So I don't know if I just don't remember it correctly, but like I'm watching Indiana Jones, and like I don't remember the chairs moving as much as they did. Like when we're watching the Indiana Jones movie, like the beginning, there's not a whole lot of action per se, except for like, if you've seen Indiana Jones, you'll know the only action part comes like towards the end with the big boulder chasing Indiana Jones and all that shit, but the whole beginning of the movie is them just like walking through the woods trying to find this temple or shit or something, and like trying to get this idol, but like the chairs are like swaying and like moving up and down, and I'm like, why are the chairs moving? It made it really hard to eat my popcorn, because like the chair would like move, and I'm like, like my popcorn would go flying. And then so like at a certain point, I rolled up the popcorn. I'm like, yeah, I'll have that later. It's not worth it, But it was really cool. It was interesting. I've also, obviously I've never seen Indiana Jones in theaters before because I wasn't fucking alive when it came out. But so it was cool to see Indiana Jones in theaters. But it kind of just got me thinking like 4DX, because like, when a character gets like punched or shot or something, like they punch you per se, like the chair, they'll have like some sort of mechanism. It's sort of like a massage chair. There's something that will come out and like kind of like bump your back or something like that. Or like they'll blow air by your ears to signify like a bullet whizzing by you or something like that. And I was just kind of thinking, I was like, what if they went like a step further and like they went really realistic with like this movie shit, and like whenever a character got punched, like an employee at the theater would just like straight up punch you in the face. all for like the immersion, It's like your main character's just getting pummeled. You're watching like a boxing movie like Rocky or something like that, and all the employees are just going at it on the people in the audience, just like beating the shit out of them. And you're like, yes, I'm like fully immersed into this movie. But yeah, it was cool. So like I recommend watching like a 40X movie, like for real. And I don't know if like every movie, because like I can't imagine every movie has a 40X version, because like the first time I saw a 40X movie, I was like, yeah, really only action movies are worth watching in 40X. Because like the chair moves with the action, with the car chases, the chairs move, jump into water, they spray water at you, punches, like I said, like they have the little massage chair thing that like kind of bumps your back or something. So like action movies are really the only movies that you can like watch in 40X, Because I'm like, dude, imagine how boring it would be if like you went to see like the Notebook or something in 40X. Like, what would that even be? You don't do anything. It's like a love story. It's just sort of like dialogue. It's like, oh, you're cute, let's date. Oh no, something bad happens, so we break up. In the end, I've loved you the whole time, let's get back together. Like there's no action to it. So like you'll just be sitting there. It's like, why pay the extra money to see this in 40X? There's nothing. But I don't know, like would a movie like The Notebook ever be in 40X? I mean, if the studio can get more money from it, I bet they'll try, But who would watch that? Honestly, it's like who would, like also in 3D, The best movies to watch in 3D is like action movies, or horror movies is another good one to watch in 3D, But like a love story, like why the fuck am I watching this in 3D? There's no point. I was on YouTube and like, it's like sometimes people upload like full movies to YouTube, and then like YouTube usually takes it down because copyright and shit. But like every once in a while, like some movies would like slip through the cracks. And there was like this one time I was on YouTube and like in my recommended, there was like this romance movie, right? It was like full movie uploaded to YouTube, and it was in VR. Like you either had to have like a VR headset or like the Google Cardboard thing, which is just like it's cardboard, but it makes it into like a VR viewfinder, so you can like watch videos in VR and shit. And I'm like, why would I watch this movie in VR? Like why didn't you just upload the movie as is? Like, why did you put it in VR? I guarantee you, no one is gonna be like, oh shit, a love movie in VR? I gotta watch that. Like if it was like an action movie, like like Black Panther or something, like that'd be kind of cool to watch it in VR. But then again, like it would be you just like sitting watching a screen, because I mean, it's not like the movie was filmed in a virtual reality way, so it's not like you can like stand right in front of Chadwick Boseman, because like they didn't do that, But yeah, I was kind of dead. I was like, why'd you upload this in VR? I mean, maybe that was the only way to kind of go under the radar, but I've seen so many other movies upload to YouTube that aren't in VR, and YouTube hasn't caught them. Like this one time, like Wolf of Wall Street was recommended to me. It was like the full movie, and it was uploaded in like 2013, and I saw that in like 2019 or something like that. And I'm like, dude, this video's been up for like 6 years, and YouTube hasn't caught it yet. And it wasn't in VR, dude. It was just a video. But yeah, it was kind of dead. Like romance movie in VR. And it had like thousands of views. I was like, dude, why? Why are you watching this in VR? It's also funny because like the movie it wasn't like a high budget movie. It was sort of like a small studio movie. So like the movie was like you could just watch it through YouTube for free, Like, YouTube has movies and usually you got to pay for them. Like this movie was free. So it's like Also, there wasn't even any point in you uploading it in the first place because anyone could just watch the HD version for free on YouTube if they really wanted to. And here you are going like, here, let me show you guys this in VR. It's like, dude, you could have picked a different movie. I take it back. One romance movie that I think would be cool in VR or like 4DX, Titanic. That's literally, from what I can think of right now, Titanic is like the only movie, though it's like a romance movie that you could use in like 4DX and shit. Like, dude, Titanic in 4DX, that'd be kind of crazy. Titanic in 3D, I think they already did that, but I didn't watch it. I wanted to though, but I didn't. So, but that would be awesome in 3D. But like the only thing is, I don't know how often this happens with 3D movies because I don't watch many movies in 3D. Like, how many movies? I think I saw No Way Home in 3D. I think I also saw The Invisible Man in 3D, which that was crazy. Horror movies, like I said, horror movies in 3D is crazy. But yeah, the only thing with the No Way Home was that like the screen was really dim compared to like the regular 2D movie. I don't know if that was just like a glitch with No Way Home for whatever reason, but like that would kind of suck if you're watching Titanic and the screen's really dark because like half the movie takes place at night, so you're like not going to see anything. I mean, it would be a little more realistic to what the night was like when Titanic sank, but I mean, like, I don't need that much realism. I want to see what's going on, even though it's history. We all know what happened. It's like I still want to see it, you know. But yeah, also something that happened this week, Super Bowl. Did I watch it? Absolutely not. I didn't watch it. I just like, I've talked about this before. I'm not a huge NFL guy. You know, I'm a college football person. And that coupled with the fact that I didn't really give a shit about either team in the Super Bowl, I was just like, there's no point in me watching it, you know? And I didn't watch the halftime show either. You know, so like, crucify me now. I know a lot of people said it was like the greatest halftime show they've ever seen and shit like that. I might go back and just watch the halftime show because I am kind of intrigued. You know, a lot of artists there that I enjoy. So I might go and watch it. But like, I didn't know they were going to perform beforehand. Like, I didn't know who was performing at the Super Bowl. And like I said, since I don't really care about the NFL, I didn't really look into it because I really don't care. I didn't find out until like I saw all the memes about 50 Cent hanging upside down, which I don't know what that's all about. I guess I have to watch the halftime show to know why he's upside down. But yeah, I saw a lot of memes from it, and then probably a lot of people they're like, oh, but what about the commercials, dude? That's like why you watch the Super Bowl, and it's like, yeah, I get that. A few years ago, I would watch the Super Bowl just for the commercials, because the commercials were actually funny. But now it seems like it's gotten to a point where like the Super Bowl commercials are just so bizarre that it's like, it's not even funny. They're not even like interesting. And that's kind of tough considering that like my humor is so skewed that like the most random shit that makes no sense I find hilarious. Like, well thought out jokes with punchlines, I don't really find funny anymore. It's like the crazy shit that like I find hilarious. And now it's at the Super Bowl's at a point where it's just so crazy that I don't even find it funny because I'm like, dude, what? And also it's gotten to a point where like the commercials are also so bizarre that like I want no part in what they're selling. Because I'm like, dude, that is the trippiest shit I've ever seen. Like I remember the one Super Bowl where I think it was like was it Mountain Dew? A Mountain Dew commercial? I'm pretty sure it was like a Mountain Dew commercial, and they had like the puppy monkey baby. I was so like terrified of that thing. I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm drinking Mountain Dew again. Because like that shit's gonna appear in my nightmares. And he's like licking their faces, the puppy monkey baby, saying puppy monkey baby, and I'm like, what is going on? This is like so weird. Like I said, like they're so bizarre now. So it's like I don't want no part of it. Like I I saw like the very end of the Super Bowl. Like I wasn't really watching it. Because I went to Universal on Super Bowl Sunday, and when I got home, the Super Bowl was like close to the end, and so we just turned it on because there was nothing else that I really wanted to watch, at least on TV. But I was watching YouTube videos, and I would look up every once in a while to see the game. And I guess I was low-key rooting for the Rams to win, only because between like Cincinnati and Los Angeles just sounds cooler to me. Plus, I want to go there, so it's like, okay, Rams, let's go. But honestly, I didn't really care because I care for neither team. But yeah, I saw some commercials. I saw like the Metaverse one, and that one was like so weird. Also, like, I also love how I've seen so many clips and then like the commercials for the Metaverse and all that stuff, and I'm like, I don't even know how to play this game. I mean, not that I want to play it, but I'm just kind of intrigued on what it's like. I'm kind of like intrigued to just like go in and see what it's all about. Because even though it looks shitty. And also I was confused when in the commercial because like in the Metaverse, nobody had legs. And I'm like, can you guys really not animate legs walking? Like, is it really that hard to do? I mean, literally almost any video game has legs moving. Like, even Five Nights at Freddy's, the first one, with like the limited budget that dude had to make the game, like Foxy's legs move in that game, even though everyone else is just like static photos and like the cameras will go out whenever like a character moves. One character actually has legs that move. And it's like, dude, this guy had a limited budget and was able to animate legs moving, and you just have these floating upper bodies. Like, it was like the creepiest thing to look at. And also, it's kind of inconsistent from like clips that I've seen from the Metaverse. Like, I saw this one clip of what was supposed to, I assume, was the Metaverse. That's what they said it was. It was like a tweet, and it kind of looked like VR chat, and people had legs in there, and it was kind of like poor quality in terms of like animation and shit like that. But then in this Metaverse commercial, they have no legs now, and it's a little bit more cartoonish animation. And I'm like, you guys completely changed your whole look. And then there's like shit of like, oh, you can get McDonald's and go shopping at Walmart in the Metaverse. And I'm like, why would you want to? Like, really think about it, So, like, people used to go, I mean, people still do, but people go to the grocery store and they do their shopping in person, right? And if it's really that tiring to go out to the store and pick out all your groceries and then, go through the checkout process and drive home, people use, like, online services to have it delivered to their house. And so, why on earth would anybody pick up the Metaverse to go shopping in the virtual world to do what they could do in real life, but they're too lazy to do? Right? So it's like, I have the option of just having it delivered to my house. So if I'm really that lazy, I would just have it delivered to my house. I don't have to do anything. I just give someone else my list. They do it all for me, and then they deliver it to my house. Why would I go into the Metaverse and go like, it's time to go shopping? Also, do you shop through the Metaverse and then it gets delivered to you? Like, I don't understand. I saw like this tweet from McDonald's or something like that where they're like, oh, we're planning on adding a McDonald's to the Metaverse. And I'm like, why? Like, why would I go to McDonald's in the Metaverse and order food? I can't eat it. I physically can't eat it. It's all virtual. So like, what is even the point? And like, what do you do in the Metaverse? Like, what is there to do except shop at Walmart and eat at McDonald's? I don't know. I mean, it's not like Ready Player One. Okay, if it was like Ready Player One, okay, maybe I'd be a little bit interested in this thing, but it's not. And also, it's made by Facebook. I don't know why, but that's just kind of weird, It's just like, there's like some companies where it's like, you can't, you really, you're not the type of company that should be doing something like that. Like I could see, I don't know. I don't know who I could see making it, but just like a well-known game developer, I could see making something like the Metaverse, but not Facebook. Like that just seems so weird. Also, with all of Facebook's issues recently, it's like, I don't know if I really want to play that game. I mean, I'm intrigued to see what it's all about because it's like what everyone's fucking talking about, when it comes to like the gaming world. But I don't know. It's also funny because like it's sort of like NFTs, because like when I go on Twitter, I see everyone dragging NFTs. Like, they make fun of people who get into NFTs. Everyone thinks NFTs are cringe. Everyone gets pissed off at companies that like do NFTs and all that stuff. But somehow NFTs are getting more popular. It's like, who is popularizing this? Because all I see on Twitter is people making fun of the Metaverse as well and being like, this is so stupid. I'm not going to do this, But then McDonald's thinks there's enough people who like the Metaverse to be like, we're going to put our shop in there. How are you going to make money from that? Because I'm telling you right now, okay, there's no way I'm buying virtual food that I cannot eat with real money. I'm telling you that right now. So like, how is McDonald's going to make money from putting their thing in the Metaverse? How is Walmart making money? Unless, like I said, unless you shop in the Metaverse and you actually have it delivered to your house through like, Instacart and then McDonald's, I guess, DoorDash. But I mean, you would have to link all those accounts. It's just kind of crazy. I don't know. I kind of just want to jump in and see what it's all about. But I've looked up like how to play the Metaverse, and like I can't find anything. So I'm like, does this thing actually exist? How are people playing this game already? How are people shopping in Walmart already in the Metaverse? How? I don't know how you play this game. But I don't know. Like I said, it's just it doesn't seem that interesting. Like I said, if it was like Ready Player One, hey, I'd be a little bit more intrigued. But it's not. It looks really shitty. People don't have legs, dude. I would be so creeped out going to the Metaverse and just seeing a bunch of floating torsos. I'd be like, this is not okay. This is really not okay. Like, dude, just animate legs, dude. How did you release it? You already had legs before. At least in clips that I've seen of the Metaverse before, people had legs. Why did you get rid of them? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how the Metaverse is getting more popular because, like I said, all I see is people making fun of it. People going like it's stupid. Which I agree. It is kind of stupid, but I kind of just want to jump in and see what it's all about. Unless I got to pay for it. Then I'm going to be like, okay, no, I'll wait for it to go on sale. And when I mean sale, I mean free. But yeah, I don't know. There's so many other better games out there than to live a virtual life, You know what I mean? Because, I mean, unless it's going to be like GTA, where like I can commit crimes and shit, like, I don't know. Like, what do you do that I can't do in real life? Because also you're going to have virtual money. I don't know. It's stupid. There's so many other better games out there that you can do instead of like the Metaverse. And so I don't know how it's getting more popular. How is it getting popular? Who's playing it? And if you're playing it, get off. Please. Just end it. I mean, if you want a life simulator, just play Sims. Just play The Sims, dude. That's a much more fun life simulator, I don't know. Kind of weird. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Lying on Main. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, follow, and leave a review. If you don't want to write anything down, just give me 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. All that really helps me out a lot. And share this with your family and friends, Follow me on Instagram at Real J Lions and at Lion on Main on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you. I don't know. Do I?